Alrighty. Am I in focus? Probably not. Who is judging? I can feel the judgment already. Like, I can feel it in the past. It's amazing. This video is about this puppy. You're like, Chelsea, you already have a TBR card. You talk about it constantly. You darn tootin' I do. It's right here. It's full. All the time. I bought a second one. I don't have any justification other than I just wanted one, and I knew I would want another one in the future, and what if Michael stops selling the same ones and they won't match? It's a thing. I did it. Let's move on. Well, I figured I would make an actual video about this and about Bookish things and accessories while I put this together, because why not? I have nothing better to do tonight. I clearly didn't even get dressed today. Like, this is what you're getting. I hope you're cool with it. But my big outing for the day was driving myself to Michael's arts and crafts supply store and purchasing a second one of these. In case you guys didn't know, they restocked, and they restocked big time. I think us book people have infiltrated the crafting world in like the fullest sense, because there are so many of these. I know it's not just book people, like I know these are like aplenty right now in the crafting world, but I feel like if only Michael's employees knew how many of these were being sold to hold books, they would be laughing. That being said, this is going to be a lovely unboxing. Not really, it's literally just me putting together a TBR card, and I felt like talking to you guys, so I figured this was an excuse to like be doing something while I talk to you. But also because I get asked relentlessly about where I got this, what this is, even though it's a huge thing, like it's super popular in the book world. This is what a lot of people call a TBR cart, or like a crafting vessel, I don't know. This is the one that I have. It's just the Recollections, where's the brand? The Recollections brand, the Lexington 3-tier rolling cart. They're $30 at Michael's, and you can't really go wrong with that price point. So I bought a second one. I'm gonna put it together. Let's talk about Bookish stuff. I had this idea floating around in my head for a while, but I couldn't actually come up with a comprehensive list to like make a full video about it. So this is like my excuse of like talking about things. But I wanted to talk about like Bookish accessories, because I feel like that's a thing that's not really talked about very often on the BookTube world. Obviously we talk about books, we talk about like upcoming releases, we talk about a lot of like book related merch, but I feel like the actual accessories that accompany books, there's not many, but there are some. And us book folk, we love a good book accessory. So this being one of them, I think that this is possibly like the trendiest thing to happen in the book world in a long time. Like, everybody's buying them. I'm probably guilty of a lot of sales of these because people see them and they want them. I'm sorry if I've done that to you, but oh man, hold on, let me yank all of this out. Here is one of the shelves. Who needs instructions for this? It's like 3 pieces. But I kind of like that it's like a movement, and I'm curious to see what you guys think is going to be like the next trend, because like everybody already has these, everybody uses them, they're super useful to have in your library. If you actually happen to have a room that has space to move around in where you keep your books, it's actually really helpful to like use this to actually separate out books off of your shelves that you want to read or that you have plans to unhaul or do something with, especially booktubers. I feel like it's really helpful for booktubers because I generally pull books that I want to talk about and put them on a cart together. So this is obviously super trendy. It also makes you feel like you're in your own personal like library, like you have your little cart that you can wheel around and like reshelve your books, even though that's pretty pretentious. But I'm just curious what you guys think will be the next trend. I have a couple ideas. I have an idea of something that I've wanted to start an Etsy shop over for a long time, so I'm not gonna like disclose that in this video in case you little thieves want to steal it. Obviously, this is a huge thing that people have, that they're talking about, that they're sharing. There's an entire Facebook group dedicated to how you pimp out your cart. Okay, these little carts that I'm building here, these are actually sold in a lot of stores. You can get, I personally got mine from Michael's. That's where a lot of people are getting them from. I know Walmart started carrying ones that are very similar. I think you can get them in IKEA, and I think in IKEA they're called like the Raskog or something. I joined a Facebook group called Pimp My Raskog, which is the name of this cart, and it shows off what people do and how they accessorize and how they utilize these carts in their like crafting lifestyle. It's a whole thing. It's like a movement, okay? Just curious to see what you guys use in the book world. Like, what things do you actually actively use as far as like book things go. Not necessarily like merch, but I'm talking like useful things, because reading is a very simple activity. You sit on your butt and you open up a book. You don't need tools to help you do reading. It's a very simple process. But like the consumer-driven Americans that we are, we like having things. And this is one of those things. And fortunately, this is a fairly inexpensive thing to have that pertains to your hobby, that is reading, that doesn't need things. So we have the TBR cart. Everybody's using it. It's super popular, but there's also things like book sleeves. Book sleeves didn't really exist back in the day, but book sleeves are like all the rage right now, and I am on the bandwagon with you guys. I love book sleeves. They're super fun. So there are book sleeves. That's a thing that's really trendy. There's also book weights. Oh, hold on. This is a thing that I don't see many people use, but I literally use it every day. Let me go grab a book weight, because I would love to start seeing these be remade in like cool, cute patterns. Hold on. I'll be right back. So this is a book weight. It kind of looks like a pad, to be honest. But I use this literally every day. So when I like eat breakfast in the morning and I like drink a cup of coffee, when you're sitting at your table, this essentially sits on your book, and it's weighted. Like these two little bumps right here are, I don't know what they are, a rock, I don't know. But they hold your pages open so you can read hands-free. This is genius. I have literally had this since I was probably like 12 years old, and I've been using it for that many years. It's a lot of years, okay? I'm old. But this is something that I would love to see make a comeback on like the Etsy shop book world phenomenon that's happening right now. Because we got book sleeves, we got these. These are reading accessories. And then we have, what else is there? There's all the varying types of bookmarks. There's like not just the standard paper anymore. We got like metal ones, we got wood marks, we have the magnetic ones, we have ones that go over the corner of your book, we have like ribbony string decorative jewelry type things. So I guess bookmarks are a movement. What's the next bookmark gonna be? Like the next trend that it's gonna be? For me, it's still probably gonna be like the receipt of the book that I'm currently reading, because even though I have about 40 usable bookmarks, because why use all of the bookmarks that I have that are made to serve that purpose when I can use a Skittles wrapper instead? All right, I think we have all of the pieces out. That was loud, sorry. Okay, let's start putting this puppy together. It's gonna be like HGTV up in here. But that is kind of something that I want to talk to you guys about. If you guys have any ideas of what the new trend is gonna be, obviously these things are like huge for the book world, and I didn't really see them coming. I don't think anybody really saw them coming, but they're super fun. Everybody loves them. These are where the wheels go. Yes, yes, I totally know what I'm doing. I don't need instructions, okay? This is very simple. I can do this on my own. So there's that. Oh, there's also bookends. I would love to see bookends come back and see some like really trendy fandom bookends, because I would feel like that's like an untouched market as well. Because in my mind, bookends are still like things that you see in like your grandpa's study or something. Like I want to see some cool, funky bookends. I know they exist. I worked at Barnes & Noble. We sold a ton of them, but I just would like to see that come to like the Etsy market, even though that's kind of a bigger product to ship. Like they would obviously be heavy because they need to be heavy. But I would love to see new ones of that. That's something that I would actually really utilize a lot, because my shelves don't have ends, if you can see. I generally either finish my shelf with a stack of books to keep them from falling over. Okay, I gotta back up a little so y'all can see this magic that's happening here. So bookends are a thing that would probably be a good idea to like get in the market with if you guys are looking to start your own Etsy shop. I guess, okay, that's kind of the end of this entire ramble that I had. I didn't really know how long this would take for me to put together, so I just was like, I'm just gonna talk about stuff. So, here's another topic that I want to talk about. This is essentially going to be like my booktube mukbang video that I did. Instead of eating, I'm building a TBR cart. Are you guys enjoying this material, watching this? Super fun, right? This is exhilarating content that I'm creating on my channel. Okay, so I talked about like trends that are like bookish things, like accessories and stuff. Moving into like the book world, I want to talk about some stuff that I want to see in the book world. Like, I'm ready for some of this content to come to the YA market, or just the book market in general. So the first thing that I want to see, these are just kind of like my aspirations for what I want from like 2019 or like future years in the book community. That is that I want paranormal stuff to come back. I know you're all probably cringing. I understand. I get it. I do. But I think that we are finally to the point in like this modern day that we're in, especially with the quality of writing that we have from authors right now and how dark YA has gotten. YA is not fluffy Twilight stories anymore. Like, we got some dark shit up in here. So what I want to see is, I want to see like vampires make a comeback, but I don't want sparkly Edward Cullen vampires. I want like rip your face off in the middle of the night because that's what their breed is supposed to do type of vampires, if that makes sense. And I think we might be getting one. If you guys haven't heard, Renee Ahdieh, the author of The Wrath of the Dawn, is actually coming out with a book in this fall. I think it's coming out in like September, October, November, called The Beautiful. And it's set in New Orleans, and it's apparently like a very violent, dark vampire story. I'm hoping that it's what I'm looking for, but I want to get back to like primal vampire good stuff. All right, I had to back up more because we're finally on our top tier. So what I'm looking for is some really grim, dark, paranormal beast activity type of things. It doesn't have to be vampires. We can go back to the werewolf thing or all of the paranormal beasties. But right now, everything that's really popular is fae, which, I mean, hello, I'm on board with that. And I like especially how Holly Black has interpreted it, like the whole fae thing in her story. They are dark creatures, and like they're not romantic and friendly. Like, they are not nice creatures, and I like that authors are starting to stay true to that. So, okay, so that is gonna transition me into the next thing that I want to see so badly come into the YA book world. Are you ready for this? I want elves. Are you with me? Okay, I don't mean like Santa's elves. I don't want like fairies. I want like pointy ear, walking on top of the snow, casting elemental magic, Rivendell, Legolas, arrow shooting elves, okay? But the YA market pretty much always focuses on some sort of paranormal creature, and I want elves. I want elves so bad. I want fantasy pointy-eared elves that are like actual badass warriors, not like fluffy little woodland elves, like World of Warcraft battle elves, okay? Like a dark elf. I want that. I want to read a story about that is in the YA world. I know that exists in a lot of fantasy worlds, and they exist as a race in a lot of fantasy worlds, but they don't have like their own story, and I want it. So what are things, I flipped it over already, I'm onto the wheels already. I probably should have done this first. I realize my mistakes now. I'm curious if you guys have anything like that you are just waiting to see come to the YA market. It doesn't even have to be the YA market. It could be adult literature, it could be middle grade. I don't really care. But is there anything that like you just haven't really seen touched in the book market? Like, we've seen a lot of Greek mythology stuff. We've obviously seen all of those paranormal creatures that I talked about. We've seen a lot of like mermaid and like nautical type of stories recently, and obviously we're in fantasy mode right now. I would love to see more alien stories. Sci-fi is not super present in the YA world. Like, they exist, but there aren't that many of them, and there aren't that many that have legitimate alien life forms in them. Like, they might be a presence or they might be the enemy in the story. I'd be down to read an alien life form story where it's like told from their perspective or something. So that was the whole point. I just wanted to put this together so that you guys can see the lovely finished product, because you guys always ask about this. So this is what it is. But here we are with my second completed cart that I can start filling up. Basically, okay, so you guys can see this one is basically going to live on that end of my shelves, and this one lives on this end of the shelves that you guys can't see. So it's like a double-ended cart situation. It could be like, these are the books that are coming into the library and need to go on the shelves. These are the books that are leaving, you know? That's the theory, at least. That's why I bought two. But also because everybody asks about these so much, I bought mine at Michael's. You can get them at a lot of different stores. You can get them at Walmart, you can get them at IKEA, but I just get the simple white ones because they match my shelves. That's kind of the only reason that I did white. But they come in like, I don't know, 6 or 7 different colors, so you can choose whatever color suits your aesthetic. So that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was probably like a really ridiculously unnecessary video for my channel, but I felt like filming today, and I felt like building this, so here we are. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in my next video. And it's already full. Uh-oh.